All right, so today we're diving into a really wild day in the Nepal Premier League. We got two matches that told completely different stories. One was this insane, down-to-the-wire comeback, and the other? Just pure, utter dominance. Let's get right into it.
So what you're looking at on your screen, those are the results from just 6 balls, 6 deliveries, 4 wickets. This wasn't just a good over. This was an over that completely flipped a match on its head, snatched a win from what looked like certain defeat, and honestly, sent a few shockwaves through the entire league.
And that's really the big question we're going to tackle today, right? How on earth did one bowler in just 6 deliveries completely rewrite the ending of a match that pretty much everyone thought was over? And more importantly, what did that one incredible moment mean for the bigger picture, for the race to the qualifiers?
Okay, so our story starts at the Tribhuvan University ground in Kirtipur. It's match number 23 of the tournament, and the stakes are pretty high between the Kathmandu Gorkhas and the Pokhara Avengers. So the Avengers win the toss, and they decide to have a bowl, putting the Gorkhas in to bat first. And the Gorkhas, they put up a really competitive total, 165 for 8 in their 20 overs. That sets the target at 166, a solid score to defend. Now, the guy holding the Gorkhas' innings together was Ben Charlesworth. He played that perfect anchor role, patiently built his way to a super important 64 from 55 balls. It wasn't flashy, but man, it was the exact foundation that the team needed to build on.
But if Charlesworth was the anchor, Bhim Sharki was the absolute rocket fuel. He comes in and just changes the whole energy of the game, smashing an incredible 55 runs off just 23 balls. We're talking 5 4s and 4 6s. It was a complete onslaught that took the Gorkhas score from just respectable to seriously difficult to chase.
So let's switch to the chase. For most of the innings, the Avengers looked like they had this in the bag. Rishi Dhawan played a brilliant 50, and they get to the final 2 overs needing just 25 runs. They've still got 4 wickets left. At this point, you're backing the batting side 9 times out of 10, maybe even 10 out of 10. The game was absolutely theirs to lose.
But then, this is where everything changes. The ball is handed to the spinner Shahab Alam for the 19th over. Now you know the pressure in these death overs in T20 is just immense. What happened next was, well, it was borderline miraculous. This is where the whole story of the day just gets turned upside down.
Let's just walk through this because it's unbelievable. Ball 1, he gets the big wicket, the guy who set Rishi Dhawan, caught for 54. Ball 2, Bipin Khatri is in, and he's out, stumped for a golden duck. Ball 3, Akash Chand is caught, and that's the hat trick. An unbelievable hat trick at the most critical moment imaginable. Then, to top it all off, he gets Sagar Dakal, caught on the last ball. 4 wickets in 1 over. It was just a total and complete collapse, all engineered by one man.
His final bowling figures are just as incredible. 6 wickets for only 25 runs in his 4 overs. So this wasn't just one great over, it was the final act of a performance that single-handedly ripped the heart out of the Avengers' chase. Just stunning!
And the final result? A complete turnaround. The Pokhara Avengers all out for 152. The Kathmandu Gorkhas, who looked dead and buried just minutes before, had won by 13 runs, all thanks to one of the most remarkable overs of cricket you will ever see.
Okay, so from a match that went down to the absolute wire, we completely flipped the script for the day's second game. Instead of a nail-biting thriller, the match between the Sudurpaschim Royals and the Chitwan Rhinos was a textbook example of pure front-running dominance. So the Royals, who are leading the league, get put into bat, and they made it very clear what they were about. They put up a massive total of 169 for 4, setting the Rhinos a pretty daunting target of 170 to win.
And the Royals' innings was just built so well. It started with a masterclass from the Australian powerhouse Chris Lynn, who anchored everything with a fantastic 75 from 55 balls. Then they had that late surge, that finishing kick from guys like Dipender Singh Irie and RF Sheikh. It was just a really well put together innings.
The Rhinos' chase, on the other hand, well, it just never really got going. The Royals' bowlers were just relentless. They kept taking wickets at the perfect moments. Getting Ravi Bopara out was huge, but the real dagger was the 16th over. They lost 3 wickets in just 4 balls, and that was it. Game over. Yeah, in the end, it wasn't even close. The Rhinos got bundled out for just 120. A massive 49-run win for the Sudurpaschim Royals was a real statement victory, just a clinical performance that showed everyone why they're the team to beat.
Okay, so we've had one incredible comeback and one dominant display. What does it all actually mean for the league table? Why does this matter? Let's take a look at where things stand now.
Well, have a look. These Sudurpaschim Royals are sitting pretty at the top. 6 games, 6 wins. They are officially qualified. But the really huge result from today was for the Kathmandu Gorkhas. That miracle win cements them in second place with 10 points and gives them a really important buffer over the teams chasing them.
So you can see it right here. The power structure is really starting to take shape. You've got the Royals out in front, the Gorkhas in a strong second, and now there's this really tight battle shaping up for those last couple of qualifier spots. For teams like Biratnagar and Lumbini, every single run is going to count from here on out.
And that really leaves us with this one big question. We saw a game won by a moment of pure individual brilliance, and we saw another one won by just relentless team dominance. It just proves that in this league, momentum can swing in a heartbeat. So as we head into these final, decisive matches, the real question is, who's going to hold their nerve?